Your Super Saturday of Isuzu UTE A-League football is ready for its next instalment, and it will have been well worth the wait. The Western Sydney Wanderers, on the back of a 9-game unbeaten run, are looking to equal a club record 5 home wins on the bounce against a Melbourne City side currently occupying that much coveted second place. And if they still have designs on the Premier's plate, then victory tonight at CommBank Stadium on the land of the Wangal people, Darug country, is absolutely obligatory. There we see the two sides on the Isuzu UTE tunnel camp. It pits the best attack in the Western Sydney Wanderers against the best defence in the A-League this season in Melbourne City. The Wanderers, 52 goals scored. It's the most they have ever scored in an A-League season. And just to give you an idea of the steely City defence, they are currently 10 goals fewer conceded than ever before in an A-League season as well. They would have to concede 10 in the next 3 games to not come away with their best ever defence in a season. So it's been a season of records so far for these two. Let's have a look at the starting lineups. One change for Alen Stagic's Wanderers. It comes in midfield where Josh Brillante has a slight hamstring strain. He makes way for Dean Pelikanos. It's his 5th start of the season, first since February, and a 4-0 win over the Mariners. No changes elsewhere. That attack, the front four of Kraev, Sapsford, Borrello and Milanovic have scored 31 of the 52 goals between them. Their opponents this afternoon, or this evening rather, 2 changes for Aurelio Vidmar. Still no Samuel Suprayon with a calf strain, and Matt Leckie has picked up another soft tissue injury, this time a hamstring. So Steven Ugarkovic, the former Wanderer, comes into midfield, and Jonathan Cohen makes his first start since New Year's Eve as youngster Medin Mehmeti drops to the bench. Former Wanderer again, Alessandro Lopane, continues in midfield, and Harry Shillington could make his A-League debut off the bench. Alen Stagic with a warm embrace for his opposite number. It's been a remarkable turnaround after a slow start to the season, in which Stagic came under fire for not playing Juan Mata when results weren't there. The results have been there, and much of the criticism has quietened it down as well. Aurelio Vidmar, well, he came in to help out midway through last season, and he has done a remarkable job in lifting City after a disappointing campaign back to near the top of the tree this season. Adam Kersey is our referee. He's being assisted by Matthew McCorris and Owen Goldrick. Nathan Shakespeare is the 4th official, and in the VAR room, Sean Evans and Kate Jakshevitz. Big night for Nick Milanovic. Good to see another big crowd in attendance. Last week, over 13,000 at CommBank. It was their biggest non-derby crowd in 6 seasons. The results are there at the moment. They are one of the in-form sides of the competition. There's Josh Laws and Josh Brillante watching from the bench. The red and black block, the soundtrack for this afternoon's clash. There's Gabriel Clerc, the 27-year-old, a 50th A-League appearance for him this evening. He began his career in Italy's Serie B and Serie C before returning. This is his 3rd season back, 6 assists and a first ever goal against MacArthur. One of the players he's up against, 30-year-old Steven Ugarkovic, back in the starting 11 for the first time in 4 matches. He spent a season and a half at CommBank Stadium between 2021 and 2022. 32 matches in red and black for 3 goals. Countdown is on. We are ready for action. So much at stake at CommBank Stadium this evening. There will be plenty of observers, including across the Tasman, because If Western Sydney Wanderers can pick up 3 points, they will not only secure their place in finals football this coming season, they will ensure that Auckland FC win the Premier's Plate in their inaugural season. Andy Harper, anyway you cut it up, the best attack versus the best defence, with so much at stake, it promises to be a big one.
It's a heavyweight bout tonight, Robbie, that's true. Both contenders for the title, most certainly. But a little bit of symmetry. If the Wanderers can win tonight and aid their own cause, then Auckland win the league at their first attempt, which is exactly what Western Sydney Wanderers did all those years ago.
Back in the 2012-2013 season, foul by Brandon Borrello on the Argentine defender Herman Ferreira. He was the star against Brisbane last week with an assist for Marco Tilio, and then the match winner in the 85th minute. He, like many of his teammates, have really grown into this season. It's been one in which they've had a remarkable number of injuries to important players. They've relied on the kids. They have come of age. Here's one of them, Alessandro Lopane, the former Western Sydney Wanderer. Back in the side after the knee reconstruction a year ago, and it's one of those set-piece moves that City are starting to unpack each week that almost paid dividends again.
Nice ball in, wasn't it? Nice variation. Accidental. The contact there and the ball ended up at the feet of Jonathan Cohen. Might have ended up at his head. Maybe he should have tried to head that one.
Here's Milanovic. I want to keep that off his left foot. Lugarkovic and Lopane managed to do so. And here's Max Caputo with a little bit of space. The Wanderers have defenders back. Another touch for Jonathan Cohen. It's a great ball for Caputo, who gets there first. And a good save from Lawrence Thomas.
Fantastic break. As Nick Milanovic upfield cut in onto his left, he was ambushed by Lopane and co. And the counter-attack was a swift one. Beautiful ball out for Caputo. Great chance for City. 2 sights at goal in the opening minute or so.
It's the 34th A-League meeting between these two sides. They are at 13 wins apiece for 7 draws. Cohen takes it short with Tilio. Cohen again, this time looking back post, but it's overhit. Remarkably, in the first 17 of those 33 previous meetings, the Western Sydney Wanderers won 10 and lost 3. In the 16 since then, Melbourne City have won 10 and lost just 3. And the Wanderers have not beaten City here at Combank Stadium since 2019. Here's Cohen again, looking to get the ball onto his own left foot. Overlapping run, Atkinson. He's played in midfield this season. It's Ugarkovic who steps in to the centre of the park with Kai Truen back alongside Ferreira. Cohen. Wide for Tilio with Bajic. Little 1-2 with Andreas Cohen, who gets another chance. Was there a foul there? He was caught by Nick Milanovic, but the referee says goal kick. Well, it was late. It was on the outside of the boot, but the referee probably deciding that the ball had already run out of play.
Well, Nick Milanovic had a very quick look, didn't he?
And now Božidar Krajev, the Bulgarian, back in the international fold as well, courtesy of his excellent club form this season. After a couple of years with Wellington Phoenix, he's got 7 goals this season as well. So does Zach Sapsford up front. Brandon Borrello has 6, but he has 9 assists, league high, along with Marin Jakulic. Here is Sapsford with Borrello, space to turn. He may have had space to shoot, but it quickly closed down around him. Now City looking to break again. Caputo for Cohen. Bajic marauding forward, takes over. It's well played. The shot's not bad either. Caputo to the rebound. Blocked by the Western Sydney Wanderers defence, which was really scrambling there from Pelikanos. Now Atkinson's ball in, back post. Thomas comes and claims. Entertaining start to this one, 5 minutes in. Good play again, Borello. No time to draw breath. Sapsford running at Ferreira. Sapsford opening up for the shot, tries to place it from distance. This is what we like to see, positive football, both sides looking to get forward as quickly as possible.
Great counter-attacks back-to-back from Melbourne City. Wanderers fancied their chances on both occasions. Firstly, Milanovic caught on the edge of the box, and Melbourne City sprinted upfield, forced the save from Lawrence Thomas, and then Brandon Borello inside the box, turning with a chance to shoot or set up Boz Kraev. Comes to nothing, and Melbourne City are away again. Excellent counter-attacking for their part. The Wanderers weren't to be outdone once they had secured possession, with Melbourne City upfield in numbers. Very open start to the match.
Here's Cohen. His return on the right has forced Tilio off to the left as Atkinson goes down in the area. A little too easily, perhaps, for Adam Kersey's liking.
Well, two saves now from Lawrence Thomas. One off Caputo, one off Bajic. It was a lung-bursting run from Bajic to get forward and support the attack. Excellent from Melbourne City. Good from Lawrence Thomas. And a very palatable start to this game, Robbie.
Now Borello. Clever little touch. Takes him outside his Socceroo teammate, as is Bajic. Now invites Gabriel Cleur forward, his 50th A-League match since returning from Italy, where he began his professional career. Good feet for Pelikanos. His low cross near post, cleared by Kai Truen. Well, there was a good chance it would be an entertaining start, because the Western Sydney Wanderers have scored more first 15-minute goals than any other side in the competition, and Melbourne City have opened the scoring more often than any other side in the competition other than Auckland. This Wanderers side, we know, can score at any moment in transition, from set pieces, or with constructed play. Pelikanos, well left from Borello, intelligent player with Kraev. Pelikanos again. Cleur. Kraev has to stretch, but he gets there. Again with Pelikanos, who had an extended run in the side earlier this season. Playing in the middle of the park, there were injury concerns for Alan Stangic. Dylan Shikluna in there as well. Cleur against Bajic. He's done well. Milanovic. This is where Milanovic is so dangerous. He only needs half an opportunity, and the Western Sydney Wanderers, in form, leading goal scorer, hits the target once again.
Well, the finish is a good one, and the Harvey Norman replay will show great work from Gabriel Cleur. It won't show the great work from Dean Pelikanos in the lead-up to setting the Wanderers. But Cleur was too strong for Aziz Bajic, beaten on the inside, and the Socceroo left back is looking for some help from the central defenders. It's not forthcoming, and just brushing off Bajic. Then Milanovic set sights for the far corner, and he nails the effort. Wanderers up, and Auckland bounces.
Goal number 12 of the season for Nick Milanovic. Draws level with Segicic, just one behind Archie Goodwin. And it's another goal in those opening 15 minutes. 53 this season. They'll be running out of numbers down on their little banner where they turn over each goal scored. There it is, 53. They're getting nosebleeds. It's never been that high. And on this run of 9 matches without defeat, that's now 24 goals. They are the form side as Cohen's ball to the back post. Cohen stretching. Well, earlier this season, Cohen and Cohen in that early part of the campaign was excellent for City.
Sorry, Robbie, beautiful work from Gabriel Clerc. I mean, that's a tough assignment. Getting rid of Aziz Bajic in that set of circumstances, and Milanovic's finish was really clinical.
Well, he almost left the club last off-season. Very heavily linked with the move to Dinamo Zagreb. As here goes Gersbach. Outstanding last week. Denied an Olympico goal as it went down as an own goal for Western United keeper Matt Sutton. But he scored his first goal in Western Sydney Wanderers colours last weekend as well. Returning from his European and North American odyssey. Away for 10 years since leaving Sydney FC. It's great to hear the old chant, who do we sing for, ring around Combank Stadium. Borello diving in, he's done well against Dugarkovic. Milanovic gets there ahead of Kai Truitt. Good strength again, Milanovic still going, straight past Bajic. The comeback, oh, he's in again! Has taken a cruel deflection off Kai Truitt. Milanovic is on fire. The Wanderers are on fire. 2-0. And they are dancing in the streets of Auckland.
Well, you get a double at the start of a big game is enough of a headline. But it's the players you've gotten rid of on the way through to add to the CV's lustre. Brilliant from Borello. In the first instance, he had to deal with Aziz Bajic. Now, the excellent Kai Truitt, and then he does Aziz again. The deflection off Kai Truitt. Ultimately, brilliant work from Milanovic to force the issue and give Wanderers a second goal. This is superb play, and you consider the quality of the defenders that he's got to get past. Needed the deflection for help in the end, but he'd earned that. And just as the Wanderers song was reaching a crescendo, what a response from the team on field.
There's no doubt who they're singing for here at the moment. 2-0, 13 minutes in. And this will be a big challenge, a big question mark for Melbourne City's character here. In March of last year, Melbourne City defeated the Wanderers 7-0. At Amy Park, it was the heaviest defeat in Wanderers history. And now they are looking to return the favour in kind.
A very direct ball there in the air for Borello. Kriev just couldn't see over his left shoulder, and he had Alex Gersbach out at left fullback in acres of space. Really would have put the stiletto heel on the throat of Melbourne City. As it was, they recovered well. And those two stunning counter-attacks seem a long time ago now, forcing the save on both occasions from Lawrence Thomas. A quick-fire double for the Wanderers.
Well, Melbourne City have won their last 2 away matches in the league. That was after going 6 away matches without victory. It was their home form that lifted them to second on the table. Now Kraev putting pressure on Nathaniel Atkinson. He's done well. Needs to find an option though. He's done very well in the end. At pace, Nathaniel Atkinson, and under pressure.
He did well. Nice ball over from Ben Pelikanos, but outstanding. He's come in to fill some pretty big boots in Josh Delante. But Pelikanos has looked really classy in this opening 15 minutes for Western Sydney.
Only featured once off the bench in the last 4 matches as well, Pelikanos. Well, there you see it. With 2 matches left to play for all the sides in the top 6, Sydney and Macarthur, perhaps Newcastle eyeing it enviously from just outside, but the real talking point is at the top there. Auckland, as it stands, will be 7 points clear with 2 matches left to play. They will be premiers of the Isuzu UTE A-League at the first time of asking, as Andy Harper reminded us at the top of the programme. 12 years after Western Sydney did just that as an expansion club. Here's Sapsford looking back for Milanovic. Under pressure from Ugarkovic. He's got the corner.
Well, that's an escape for Melbourne City, given what's come before, that a cheap give up of possession on halfway. But they recovered well enough. And again, there was just an opening to go and switch the ball to the left-hand side. That opportunity was not accepted. Still a very dangerous situation created by Western Sydney.
6 goals from corners this season for Western Sydney. In it comes Beach with the punch. Sapsford, a little touch for Priestman, closed down, and now City can break. Strong challenge. Gabriel Kleur, who was claiming he got the ball. The Western Sydney Wanderers players absolutely furious. It's a yellow card for Kleur as Kuhn has stayed down.
Well, the referee can only have decided that he's used undue force. The studs were up and showing. He clearly gets to the ball first. I mean, if I'm Gabriel Kleur in that situation, I'm filthy as well, because that's just a red-blooded attempt to win the ball. I appreciate the referee's view on it. I wouldn't share it if I was Gabriel Kleur. That was a 100% full-blooded commitment to win the ball and nothing more than that.
To be a professional lip reader to see there that he thinks he got the ball. And we saw he did. The referee probably saw, as you say, those studs raised into the challenge. Kuhn is straight back to his feet. Bajic looking for him immediately. Pelikanos, was there a push there? The flag is up for offside anyway against Andreas Kuhn. Well, let's head down to Daniel Garb quickly, who's on the sidelines for us. Garby, how's the atmosphere down there?
It's pumping. It's a vibe. They're enjoying the Nicholas Milanovic show. The yellow card to Gabriel Kleur's got them excited. The RBP are in full voice. It's sold out, that bay. It's just wonderful to be at CommBank Stadium. It's probably been like this for the last month or so, but I think it's fair to say this is as vibrant this football club has been since the days of Tony Popovich, Harps and Robbie.
Yep, the atmosphere is certainly electric. It's been a long walk through the wilderness for the Wanderers. Sapsford, he shoots across the face again. They were backing off. The shot was opening up.
It was a good run off the ball from Brandon Barella, which took the attention of the Melbourne City central defenders. And Zach Sapsford, not unreasonably, helping himself to that shot at goal, has clearly hit them a lot more true than that.
Sydney FC taking on the Jets tomorrow afternoon on Paramount Plus. Massive one for both those two sides and their finals prospects. outstanding in recent weeks. A little flick on from Borello for Sapsford. Their last 2 matches are away from home. Newcastle and then Macarthur. That could be a massive match for Macarthur FC as well, who remain in the hunt for that 6th place. Currently, that's the possession of Adelaide United, who returned to winning ways. 3-2 on Friday night. Adelaide, who are away to Melbourne City next week, and then it's Sydney FC who visit Amy Park in the final match of the round as well. And again, given how these final weeks are shaping, as Tilio looks to find a lifeline for City. Still Tilio, cleared by Bonatig. One half of a defence that has conceded goals, but as we've seen at the other end, Western Sydney Wanderers have made light of Melbourne City's outstanding defensive record so far this season. Beach. Ferreira almost balked himself out of it. He's kept it alive with Atkinson. Good firm passing has found space for Lopane. Cohen. All the way across for Bajic. Good ball. Cohen's made his way back into the middle. Here's Tilio. He looks up, crosses. Cohen looking for the flick. Bajic is still there, as is Bajic. He had Atkinson on the edge of the area. Tilio again. Still Tilio with Cohen. Oh, some good old-fashioned wrestling over the ball. All we needed was a bit of mud and we could have been back in Europe in the 1980s.
Or the 1880s, when the game was first evolving.
On a field
right outside the factory. Anyway, I was thinking what you were saying. And I think, Robbie, you were probably speaking on behalf of most people watching. And it's the first, in what's been a really hot contest so far, it's the first real close person-to-person combat, trying to stick the game.
Great ball from Kraev for Borello as they look for number 3 across the face of goal. The angle was ever diminishing for Brandon Borello.
And in the end, he's lost his balance. Beautifully found again. Developed this reputation of a very swift and effective counter-attacking team. Western Sydney teams are forewarned of that. Melbourne City finding it difficult to do anything about it so far. But for their part, they've counter-attacked with real aplomb as well. It's been a terrific match. We're looking forward to this Saturday. Auckland have done their bit. Melbourne victory falling at home. The Wanderers so far taking the lead at home. But it's been an excellent Saturday again of A-League men's football.
The Wanderers have only once won 5 home wins in a row. It was November to December 2015. On a longer run as Priestman rides the challenge of Ferreira. That's a great ball for Sapsford. Kraev's in the middle. Božidar Kraev. He didn't fancy it first time and he paid the price.
But they're just surviving at the moment, Melbourne City. Again, the turnover in midfield. Priestman, excellent. Then he deals with Ferreira. It's a superb pass to Sapsford, and they've really got to do better from here. The pass just behind Kraev compromised his approach. Wasn't aware also that Brandon Borello was outside him, and what could have been a third, should at least have been a good chance on target, has come to nothing but for the corner.
I saw last week these can be dangerous too. Goes back. In it comes. Beach reaching for it. Oh goodness, I thought it was number 3. And it's Brandon Borello, who I think feels he could have done better.
Oh, it's just glanced off Borello's forehead and then his shoulder.
He's hit the post.
Oh, that was 3-0 right there. It's a great leap from Barella. Again, questionable marking from Melbourne City. Gersbach does get a lot of work on those corners. Very difficult scenario to defend.
Patrick Beach, no 11th clean sheet of the season for him, as he just manages to get the ball out from under his feet towards Atkinson. The Wanderers have it straight back again. Kraev. He's a man possessed at the moment in midfield as Milanovic. Well, why not? If it's your night, it's your night.
Yeah, well, it's the first thing that came into his mind, and I'm going to dare say it's the first thing that most people are expecting, given the two that he's hit so far. He makes a good fist of that as well. Beach comfortable.
Well, we were sitting at 5 shots apiece about 3 minutes ago, with City looking to give as good as they got, but in the last 5 minutes the Wanderers have just upped the intensity to a whole new level. Atkinson. We saw Aurelio Vidmar reshuffle last week when things weren't working against Brisbane, with Kai Truan dropping back into the centre of defence and Ugarkovic coming on in the middle of the park. He's gone with that again today. And the Wanderers are really flooding the midfield at the moment. Priestman's gone down under the challenge from Caputo. Here's Tilio. Marco Tilio accelerating. Deflected! And I think that will be a corner. The Wanderers players asking Adam Kersey about this foul.
We've had a good view. Play on. Fair enough too. And the deflection nearly teasing Melbourne City fans. Tilio so dangerous around the edge of the penalty area.
And Azopoulos with the clearance. Corners 2 apiece. Taken short. Cohen back for Tilio. Drives it in hard and low, improvising perhaps with that final ball. Caputo. Ugarkovic, the former Wanderer, gets there. Jonathan Cohen. Seeing if things will open up for him. Caputo can't control, just inside the box, and the Wanderers get it clear. What a vindication the second half of the season has been for Alen Stajic. Considered by many real dark horses for the finals, the Western Sydney Wanderers. The opening 25 minutes here will have done nothing to dissuade those observers. Bajic. Good switch. Lupane. City manage to claw their way back into this one. We will be set for another classic. Ferreira with Truan. Auckland and Wanderers fans will be hoping the scoreline stays as it is. I think there are a few other clubs that will be hoping City can get back and keep the title alive for another week or two. Western United, we've had a couple of negative results in the last couple of weeks, but are still there. Victory as well with that reverse earlier today for clubs that were enviously eyeing off a potential Premier's plate. They might soon be looking over their shoulders. And all that depends on what happens tomorrow as well. Caputo can't find Tilio. Priestman again, just getting a boot in there. Tilio with Lupane, Atkinson. Cross beyond everyone in the middle. And Milanovic lets it run out.
Well, it's a better spell for Melbourne City, able to keep possession and not offer the Wanderers the chance to counter and sprint upfield, with which they've found difficult. But they managed to keep the ball, move from one side to the other. Wanderers couldn't get a foothold, and Melbourne City come again. It's a very important period of the game for them.
Just as much as their attack has been flamboyant, their defence has been rather porous as well. Western Sydney. Have just the 5th best defence, 37 rather, goals against. They actually have the 11th XG against, which means that according to where shots were taken from in the history of football, they could have conceded a few more as well. Here's Beige. Pereira. Caputo, Ugarkovic, and there's meant for Lopane. Ugarkovic hurdles Kraev's challenge. Lopane again with Atkinson. Looking to have a little urgency in there. Cohen's won the ball back well. Cohen takes over. Priestman not giving anything away. Page did well that time, not giving Nick Milanovic not even half an inch to move. Tilio. Atkinson. They're playing their way around the perimeter at the moment. City looking to find a shooting opportunity. In the end it comes from Ugarkovic.
Well, the next best thing is that the shot doesn't result in a turnover or a deflection for a counter-attack. It goes for the goal kick. Best case scenario, of course, is that they capitalise on these last 2 sequences of good possession. The Wanderers still very muscular, but on those 2 occasions not able to break City and spring upfield. It's a really important bit of respite for Melbourne City.
Wanderers looking to end a run of 5 consecutive home matches against Melbourne City without victory. They beat them earlier this season at Amy Park by 2-0. Nick Milanovic from the penalty spot, and Marcus Antonsen late on. Otherwise, last season was very much Melbourne City's. 2-1, and that's 7-0. I mentioned earlier, the heaviest ever in Wanderers history. Beige with Tilio. Fleur. Priestman. Barello. Wasn't the easiest ball to try and negotiate. Truant again. Lopane. City managing to hold possession technically. Very sound side. That's a good little 1-2 with Cohen. Tilio still going. Tilio. Caputo gets there first. Good save again from Lawrence Thomas. We've seen Caputo so dangerous on his left foot at the near post.
Very experienced goalkeeping from Lawrence Thomas, high quality. Tilio through, he's the danger man, of course. Then he feeds the run of Caputo. How many goalkeepers there take that extra step forward and try and intercept the ball at point of contact? Win it maybe concede a penalty, but Thomas backs off, covers the angle to the near post just expertly. What superb goalkeeping from Lawrence Thomas.
That's why they've offered him, and he accepted, a new 2-year contract. Tilio's ball in. Oh, it's a good ball, and it's in the back of the net. It's Kai Truant. And City, with 10 minutes to go in the first half, not only have that lifeline, They are back in the contest, well and truly.
Well, the ball swung in from the corner on the Harvey Norman replay. And Kai Truant was marked by Gabriel Cler, and then he wasn't. And on the basis of the early 2 counter-attacks, and certainly the last 3 or 4 possessions that Melbourne City have had, this goal was coming. Wanderers will be disappointed that the manner in which the goal was scored was directly from a corner. And players just need to be picked up and tracked. As the basic defensive assignment, Gabriel Cler couldn't live up to his end of the bargain, and City are back in it.
A second goal this season for Kai Truant after a penalty in the derby against Victory that finished 2-2. We know they work on their set pieces. Melbourne City, and that's their 9th set-piece goal of the season, their 4th from a corner.
We normally are talking about Adelaide United in these sort of tones, but up 2, and the Wanderers had chances to make it 3. With the greatest respect to Adelaide, whose big win last night certainly keeps them in the reckoning. That's a syndrome they've, I hate to say it, perfected this season. And the Wanderers have let their grip slip. Melbourne City have upped their ante. Their passing has been more secure, and they've not allowed the match to get into a series of 50-50 challenges like that, from which the Wanderers' counters have been really, really telling.
Gabriel Cler finds Oscar Priestman. Oh, managed to keep it in, only just. Melbourne City showing that precious quality of any title contender, which is do not panic. Self-belief. It's another assist for Marco Tilio this season as well. Now Sapsford looking to break away. Patrick Beach has won it back, goes back. Had a look. Now decides to attack down that left flank, but the cross finds no one at the back post. Kraev rides the challenge of Caputo. Priestman again. Goes back, this time to measure the cross. Again, it's back post beyond Milanovic, and out for a goal kick.
Very disappointing that from Gersbach, given what he did last week. He was in great form. Crowd was stung somewhat by the goal from Melbourne City. Not the City fans, of course, of whom there are a few here in the stadium, but the red and black masses have been feeling pretty dominant, understandably, in this game. Certainly back in the balance now with Kai Truant's effort.
There are the travelling City fans of Italian football. Don't forget Inter Milan versus AC Milan coming up on Thursday morning in the Coppa d'Italia semi-finals. Bologna-Empoli. The other match on Thursday night in Bologna, Friday morning, 5 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time on Paramount Plus. Lugarkovic. Atkinson. Lopane back for Atkinson. Nice touch. Gets the cross in. The header. Oh, brilliant save again from Lawrence Thomas. He ended up in the back of the net, but not the ball. Flag was up for offside anyway.
No, I think it was out off Nathaniel Atkinson is the call, which would have made everything null and void after that anyway. But I agree. I mean, Nathaniel Atkinson has been a really important player in the Melbourne City resurgence. Whether the whole of the ball has gone across the whole of the line remains to be seen. What is beyond doubt is that incredible work from Lawrence Thomas, who's not half pleased with himself either. Almost the perfect header from Tilio. And it is just a superb save. Not that it counts for anything now. Although, Robbie, if it goes in, does VAR zoom in on the ball out? Would have been a really interesting one, that.
Absolutely, VAR would have had a look at it. They would have had to get their physicists and engineers out and everyone to follow the curve of the ball. Tilio.
That was good work from Nathaniel Atkinson, and as City were under the pump, down 2-0, and Melbourne and the Wanderers just running at them. I think the player that helped settle them down most was Nathaniel Atkinson. Just secured possession on the right, a couple of probing runs and some great cover defending. Really helped steady the ship. Other players then, Steve Ugarkovic has started to find his touch in his passing range, keep things moving, and from that moment on, a couple of flashes from the Wanderers with great chances to go up that extra goal. It's basically been City who've been dominating.
Patrick Beach looked long. Here's Gabriel Clerc. He looks long in turn towards Zach Sapsford. Priestman. Atkinson again. He's won the ball, but Priestman has won it straight back with Sapsford. Overlapping run. Gersbach. Lopane. Oh, he's run straight into trouble, having managed to bring the ball under control. Now Trewin has picked out a fabulous pass for Jonathan Cohen, just overhit. And Patrick Beach again called into action. He has a new player on the bench this evening for Melbourne City, Dakota Oshenham.
Confirmed.
Okay, Oshenham.
Well, the head of football at Melbourne City confirmed it. But maybe he doesn't have
A different confirmation.
Well, he's on the bench, so it doesn't matter.
Oshenham. You say Oshenham. Oshenham, I'll say Oshenham. Then we've got it covered. Dakota, who's just arrived from FK Beograd in the South Australian NPL. He did spend a couple of seasons at Adelaide United. He actually spent a season as a train-on player with the Melbourne City first team squad in 2022-23 as well. So a familiar name to the club. He signed as an injury replacement after James Neuenhausen did his ACL. And Jamie Young was let go by the club. He's now playing in the Victorian NPL. It's like a little pas de deux between Clerc and Tilio.
Pas de deux? Is that what we just had? Over pronunciation? Was that a...
That was a verbal pas de deux. That was a physical one.
Was it a petit pas de deux?
Here goes Atkinson with Tilio. Cohen running the channel, the cutback, and again it's Priestman there, who's already covering a fair bit of this CommBank pitch. Oscar Priestman.
Yeah, he's been excellent. Jeez, hasn't he won some possession for his team?
Bajic looks up, crosses back post. It's a good ball, teasing ball. Gersbach's header was not the most convincing. Atkinson. Cohen going to get it onto his left. He crosses right this time towards Caputo. Dangerous. And he's caught. Alex Bonatig with the high boot.
Well, it has to be a free kick. I'm not quite sure what referee Kersey is resisting there. Cohen just dinks the ball in. And if that's not a high boot, what is? It's a clear free kick.
We've been a little bit more.
And I tell you, if Bonatig doesn't stay down, the only evidence we've got is it was going to be play on. And it's after the fact he was awarded a free kick because that did look like a dead ball restart. The ref didn't go in and drop it, so maybe we've jumped the gun.
Ooh. Oh, Beach under pressure. Here's Priestman. Only hit it first time. Milanovic wanted it.
Well, they had Borello up, they had Sapsford up. Actually, they've butchered a few chances to skip clear. It's great work from Sapsford. Players everywhere to make sure of that. Friesman deserves a goal, but a rush of blood keeps Melbourne City safe at 1-2. Unfortunate for Friesman, been excellent this first half.
Alan Sajic was bemoaning the missed chances as well. Still got 2 minutes of stoppage time to go at the end of this first half. What an entertaining first half of football it's been. Nick Milanovic and the Wanderers bursting out of the blocks before City very pragmatically and via a set piece have just forced their way back into the contest, refused to lie down. Good turn from in fact, it was Pelikanos showing good strength. Milanovic gets it moving quickly again with Krajev. Fabulous pass from the Bulgarian for Milanovic. Past Tilio, taking on Bajic now. This time, as is Bajic, makes the important challenge. Caputo, good strength, free kick against Pandazopoulos. A little bit of coming together afterwards as well between those two young bulls.
Perhaps a little fortunate Pandazopoulos doesn't get a yellow card there. Statue clearly doesn't agree.
Rather fortunately, perhaps, they're going to get to take the free kick again after it was completely misplayed by Kai Truan. Two youngsters know each other well from the Melbourne scene. Even if Anthony Pandazopoulos has a couple of years on Max Caputo yet. Cohen delivers, good ball, uncertain piece of goalkeeping that time from Lawrence Thomas. Lopane's shot against his former club. Cohen in the challenge, and look out, Milanovic. Well, that's well played. Tilio now. It's all a little ragged. Tilio, that was heading inside the far post. It's deflected away for a corner.
But a really impressive and strong finish to the half from Melbourne City. It's a breakdown in communication for the Wanderers. Lawrence Thomas was part of that. As the ball is swung in, his two central defenders are bearing down on him as well. They struggled to clear thereafter. Corner to defend now, the Wanderers, right on the cusp of half-time.
Down in front of the RBB. Jonathan Cohen delivers, back post, good ball, and a good defensive header from Pandazopoulos. Will there be time to take it? There will not. Half-time in a cauldron-like Combank Stadium. And you can see that the players are pretty intense in this one. It was the Wanderers that raced into a two-goal lead, courtesy of Nick Milanovic, who scored one and then drew an own goal from Kai Truan. But the new Socceroos call-up, if he didn't feature in the last international window, made up for that own goal with his second Melbourne City goal of the season to keep the visitors in at half-time at Combank. Wanderers 2, City 1. And we'll head off to a quick break. Tara, Roy and Macca will be back with the half-time show.
Well, it's been a wonderful vibe and a show here in that first 45 minutes. It's carrying on, let me tell you, Tars, into half-time because it's Pacific around here at Western Sydney. So a tribute to the Pacific Island people of this region is going on at half-time, which is quite enjoyable, Andy Harper.
Well, Garvey, it's more than quite enjoyable. It's bloody fabulous that the Wanderers done this. In all my time in football in Australia, never have we seen an acknowledgement of the Pacific Island culture so formally as this. Fantastic by the Wanderers.
And it's a show that carried on from the Nicholas Milanovic show in the first half. I mean, he would have had plenty of confidence coming into the game, but he scores that wonderful opener, and you could just see it oozing through him in that first half as he terrorised Melbourne City.
Yeah, he did. He's in great form. Got the 2 goals. Wanderers had those chances to make it 3. They dropped off a little bit. Melbourne City upped their output, got their goal back and had some other chances as well. Lawrence Thomas with a couple of incredible saves, but it's been the first half that we expected. Just fantastic.
What is so noticeable sitting on the sideline is the fluidity of the Western Sydney attack. Sapsford, Barello, Milanovic, they can all play in all 3 positions across that front line, and they do so with regularity.
Yeah, so what Melbourne City have done to counter that is stop giving the ball away and stop playing the ball into contested situations in midfield, where Priestman has been fantastic. Tigerishly winning the ball, then the Wanderers are away. They might have made more of those advantages. Melbourne City showing their strength of purpose and the quality of their team, certainly back in the front, despite the fact that they're in deficit. They're most certainly in this game.
It's been an awesome first half, an awesome show behind us as well at half-time, Taz.
This year's Alex Tobin Medal is brought to you by Isuzu UTE. The winner of the prestigious award will win their choice of a brand new top-of-the-range Isuzu D-Max or 7-seat MUX. Plus, the Isuzu UTE Alex Tobin medalist will nominate a junior football club to win $10,000. Make sure you're watching this season's grand final when the winning player and club will be revealed.
Welcome back to the Nick Milanovic Show. That and the Western Sydney Wanderers, they're leading Melbourne City by 2-1. Kai Truhan scored an own goal and then scored at the right end as City got back in the contest. No changes to either side at half-time. We are back underway. An intriguing contest at Combank Stadium. The Western Sydney Wanderers looking to secure finals football. Melbourne City looking to deny Auckland FC the Premier's plate and keep their own hopes alive, perhaps, of finishing top of the tree in 2 weeks' time. Andy Harper, it really was an enthralling opening 45 minutes and the promise of more to come.
Yeah, Robbie, it was great. It was great, and whichever way it unfolds, if we get similar amount of action and output and effort from the players, I'll be very happy. Sandwiched in between all that was really superb celebration of Pacifica culture. Excellent from the Wanderers. I just have to say again, congratulations to them. Robbie, I don't know about you, but I just cannot remember Pacifica culture taking centre stage like that in Australian football. I probably missed something, but that was just superb. Even when we were in Oceania.
Absolutely. Well, football is a celebration of all the cultures in Australia more than any other sport, I think, and it is good to see. We also see plenty of Vanuatu fans at every Mariners game, home or away, around the country as well, courtesy of Brian Kaltak, who has really brought out that round ball community in the last couple of years on the Central Coast, out of contract at the end of this season as well. Let's hope he stays in the league. He's been a fantastic addition. So many of these players on show this afternoon as well. We'll be looking, perhaps, the youngsters to continue their ascent through the ranks from Joey's, young Socceroos, perhaps overseas moves beckon. Others have returned to Australian shores, like Alex Giersbach, after a decade in France and Scandinavia and the US of A. Lawrence Thomas under pressure from Caputo. Atkinson, clever little pass for Ugarkovic. Cohen. Klur doing well. Bajic arriving. Manages to find Jonathan Cohen on his left foot. He can shoot. Perhaps just caught in two minds at the end.
Yeah, just not enough power. Gave Lawrence Thomas a little bit of a heart flutter when he sized up, and off the boot it had the nice angle on it, but Thomas could very quickly assess that there just wasn't the pace on that to worry. Just still with an eagle eye, however, shepherding the ball wide of his right post. Good start from Melbourne City. 3 minutes in as they have had the say.
Borello's glancing header. In the end, the statistics, as we just saw at half-time, 12 shots to 8 in favour of Melbourne City in the end. Once they'd steadied the ship, 5 shots on target and an XG of over 3 times that of the Western Sydney Wanderers, who are leading the contest at the moment. And as we said in the first half, perhaps could have already put the game to bed with a couple of opportunities they had. Here's Cohen, looking to bring the two sides all level early in the second half. Truhan with Cohen again. Atkinson, he was shown inside and jumped into it. Lopane, Ugarkovic. He measures the cross towards Caputo. Ugarkovic closing down quickly as well, so immediately Melbourne City looking to set up camp in Wanderers' half of the field. We've seen enough this season to know that the Wanderers, even when they're on the back foot, are dangerous in transition. Bonatig, misread by Tilio. Good strength from Kleur. Finds Borrello. Milanovic. Borrello's overlapping run. It's Pelikanos down that right-hand side. Here is Milanovic. Back towards Borrello. Clever football again. Just couldn't get the ball out from under his feet for the shot. And Caputo looks to lead the charge up the other end.
No, it's a great effort from Gersbach. Good attack from the Wanderers. Just the ball got a little stuck under Borrello there. Could get no purchase on it whatsoever. And then Beach launches a counter-attack, which had to be subdued by the excellent work of Alex Gersbach at left fullback for Western Sydney.
Kraev goes back again. Even when Borrello is caught on his heels, he makes a contest 50-50 out of every lost cause.
No rest, is there, for defenders. He sets a great benchmark in that part of the game, Brandon Borrello.
He looked pretty sore when he came out of that challenge with Truan as well. Free kick, high boot against Lupane. Catching Pelikanos. Tig. Cohen leaves it for Tilio. He accelerates. Cohen takes over, was just stretching. Now Garkovic with Bajic. The cross, back post. Atkinson drives it in. Saved by Thomas at the second time of asking. Immediately Long. Again towards Borrello, who's throwing himself about.
I think Milanovic is not well at the moment, and on the right-hand side. Maybe just a knock that he's trying to shrug off, but he was in no mood to chase that long ball down aimed at Brandon Borrello.
Jamieson was just arm in arm with Nathan Shakespeare, the fourth official, trying to remonstrate some point or other down there on the sidelines as well. As Tilio winds up again, this time free kick given for a foul on Cohen.
Well, I don't know. They had a fantastic situation there, Melbourne City. If the foul is that egregious that you have to stop the attacking team in full flight, it's a yellow card. Now, I'm not advocating for the yellow card, but I am advocating for, if you're not going to give one, let the game go. Cohen was free on the left, no one marking him. Ball goes to him, he can attack the penalty area, deliver the ball into a supporting player.
Panazopoulos, it was giving away the foul. Alessandro Lupane standing over the free kick. Never scored for Western Sydney. In it comes. Well, that wasn't far away from Ugarkovic. It's been given as a goal kick as well. Well, that was another big opportunity for Melbourne City.
Two Wanderers players end up on the turf. I think they pushed Lupane over and then tripped over to Borrello. He made a rod for his own back there, and Ugarkovic ghosting in, wondering how quite he missed that. Perhaps similar reaction to Brandon Borrello in the first half.
Bonatig with Gersbach again. Good switch of play. Priestman, look at the space for Gabriel Kleur. Borrello ahead of him. Milanovic central. Now Borrello. It's good play again. The shot blocked. Good defending from the Argentine, Ferreira. Now Milanovic going again, trying to get past. He went through the legs of Bajic, but then couldn't get past him. Anazopoulos with Pelikanos. Priestman. Gabriel Cleur, who added a 7th assist to his tally this season with that opening goal for Nick Milanovic. Brandon Borrello has 9 for this free scoring. Wanderers side. Oh, Sapsford, he's done well to get the better of Truen. Now Borrello backing in. Ferreira lunging in, and it's City who now run the ball away. Cohen blindsided by Kraev. Sapsford surrounded by City Blue. Lopane, all a little bit frantic at the moment. 10 minutes into the second half. Tilio. He's looking for the run of Bajic, but couldn't find him. Again. Younger brother Liam plays for Celtic in Scotland. Priestman. Scottish Cup, 9:30 p.m. on Paramount Plus. Today, the Scottish Cup between Hearts and Aberdeen. Ball's not finished by a long shot on Paramount Plus this weekend. Ugarkovic. Tilio's touchback. Ugarkovic gets there again. Ferreira. Lopane. Passing circuits, trying to move the ball central. Bring players in. Cohen outside for Tilio. One-on-one with Cleur. Well defended by Cleur. He's got to finish the job, which he does. For City, as we know with this Wanderers side, is dominating so much of the possession and seeing them burst forward as they did to good effect. Cohen again. He's getting stepped on by Pelikanos. Atkinson. Cohen. Preferred to Nedin Mehmeti now that he's back to full strength. He had a medial cruciate ligament strain in his knee. That was followed up by a calf injury as he looked to make his way back. The Israeli number 10 is now full strength. The Austrian Cohen, that's a good ball for Tilio, drives it in low towards Caputo. Didn't know too much about it, made the save, perhaps all the more impressive from Lawrence Thomas.
He knew nothing about it, but just happened to be in the right spot. Cohen, great ball. And he is one of the cleverest players in the league, Cohen. He doesn't nearly get the kudos or the raps. Very difficult to handle. Threads a really dangerous pass.
Another that's had injury problems as well this campaign. There he is on the goal line with Gersbach. Tilio back post. Lawrence Thomas managed to tame the ball under intense pressure from Max Caputo. Now he releases Alex Gersbach. He looks towards Milanovic. Borrello, Sapsford, good football. Wanderers, the opportunity. Sapsford still. Well, he was on his own. He had to try and go it alone. Kai Truen stepped on the football and given it straight back to the Wanderers.
It's been those nearly moments for Zach Sapsford tonight, haven't there? And this was another one, beautifully found by Borrello. Just ran out of a little bit of energy or just a little bit of speed at the end. Beautifully found. He's in and through. Ugarkovic and Truen sending him away from goal, and the chance goes. Well defended in the end by Melbourne City. Down by that goal, but looking very strong.
They've conceded 2 goals for the 3rd time in 4 matches. Melbourne City. Milanovic, the cross, clever, towards Borrello. Tilio now. Oh, it's behind. Cohen, well behind.
It's a beautiful touch on the sideline from Aurelio Vidmar.
Fantastic Socceroo. He was in his day, Aurelio Vidmar as well. Change is coming. So Andreas Kuhn comes off. Lawrence Wong confirming that he has been one of the finds of this season for Melbourne City. First change for the visitors and a first for the home side as well, as Aidan Hammond comes on to replace Zach Sapsford, so that was his last contribution.
Interesting from Stajik, because that change is normally Marcus Hantensen for Sapsford. Milanovic now has gone into a more centre-forward position.
Beach gets it back from Ferreira, and again from Truant. Beach still, we saw, get under pressure from Sapsford in the first half. That time it was Milanovic who's inherited that Sapsford position, so the team orders are the same. Run, run, run. Sapsford begins the analysis with Antonsen and Juan Mata. Kleur, his cross, looking for Borrello, arriving again. Such a handful.
He wins the corner. And it's something, because it's a tough one to deal with, but he makes something from not much. Brandon Borrello. That's not to criticise the ball from Gabriel Kleur, but the City defenders were back in numbers. Wanderers had struggled to get players forward. Heavily outnumbered, and Brandon Borrello still forces the situation and wins the corner.
Goes back to take. We saw him find a great ball in the first half, and that's not bad either. Driven back in, Milanovic, the header away by Truant. Hammond keeps it alive. And those Gersbank corners, we saw the problems they caused last Sunday against Western United. Milanovic gets a little bit of luck against Lopane. Now Borrello. That's very well. Did that go out of play? Corner, says the referee.
Under real pressure. Really intense defending from Melbourne City, but still the Wanderers held their nerve. A bit of quality from Milanovic, and then Borrello, and a shin or two on the way. That's pretty much where Brandon Borrello ran the ball down last week for the Gersbach goal.
Gersbach's ball helped on by Panazopoulos. Kraev was tussling with Bajic, and in the end the ball bounces off Wong and out for a goal kick. Let's head back down to Daniel Garb on the sidelines. Garby.
Well, you can see why these are two, well, arguably the two form teams of the A-League men's competition right now. The standard is so high sitting on the sideline, the pace of the game, the slickness of the passing. It's at such a high level. It's just become a little bit tense, though. I mean, it was so frantic in that first half. It was lit up by the brilliance of Milanovic. But as Melbourne City try to work their way back into this game, it just got a little bit tense sitting on the sidelines now, as it just sits in a holding pattern, this contest.
Yeah, it is very evenly balanced, as here comes Atkinson. Wanderers just had a good couple of minutes there, but now City looking to reassert their dominance. That passing game that sees them able to squeeze opponents back, deny them possession, deny them oxygen. Cohen back outside, this patient build-up. Ugarkovic for Cohen again. Wong leaves it cleverly. Bajic. Nice touch. Fantastic defending from Brandon Borello. He was looking for Milanovic. Truant with the interception, and City come again. Header away by Hammond.
Well, Garvey identified the pace of the game, and I just wonder how much of an influence that was in the substitute decision to get Aidan Simmons in. Changed the formation as well. They've gone to a 4-4-2.
It's Truant. Gets it wide. Atkinson. The run from Bajic doesn't come. Tilio's shot is blocked. City keep onto the ball.
Hold their nerve here, Western Sydney Wanderers, which is going to be tough because City are passing the ball well.
Cohen's cross overhead to the back post. Bajic closed down by Hammond. Everyone back behind the ball for the Western Sydney Wanderers. Atkinson, a little bit rushed that time. Aidan Hammond picks it off, but as he looks for Borello, City have it straight back again. The RBB continuing to make plenty of noise. Lawrence Wong finding space to turn, face forward with Bajic. Rides the challenge of Aidan Hammond. And then finds the right fullback, Atkinson. The Wanderers have to be careful. They can't string two passes together at the moment. Wong through the legs of Hammond. For Tilio. Early cross, blocked by Gabriel Clerc. His 50th A-League match for the Wanderers. He has made a big contribution so far. Gabriel Clerc, having had a first season full of promise, a second where he really didn't play after returning from injury. It was Aidan Simmons who got that right back nod, but Clerc has made that position his own this season. Cohen looking for the clever little touchback for Lopane. He's won it back off Pelikanos. And now Wong on the left foot, blocked by Priestman. And then gives away the foul, just lunging in.
How good's that from Priestman? His team really needed that. And the Wanderers struggling with the output. Melbourne City looking to go through the gears. And just that moment of obstinance from Oscar Priestman was exactly what the doctor ordered.
Midway through the second half, no change to the half-time score. For the moment, the Wanderers are holding on to a precious 3 points that has consequences, reverberations all the way across the league. Because if it stays this way, Auckland FC will win the Premier's Plate. That, I can assure you, is not at the forefront of either of these two sides' minds at the moment. But Auckland, who defeated Melbourne Victory 2-0 earlier today, that's a good pass. Milanovic shoots near post, great stop. Patrick Beach, brilliant save at his near post. Goes back now, chips it back post. Hammond had hands raised. Clerc drives it back in across the face of goal.
Great chance, good save, Patrick Beach. Lovely timed run from Milanovic. Beautiful ball through again. Excellent work from the City keeper. This for a hat-trick for Milanovic. Good work at the near post. And then Gabriel Clerc not mucking around with the rebound.
He scored a fantastic first ever and only A-League goal so far against MacArthur earlier this season. Gabriel Clerc, on a day in which he also provided a Good assist. Truant. 20 minutes to go, plus stoppage time. Lawrence Wong under pressure from Oscar Priestman. Ugarkovic, they've got him behind them here. Bajic was bellowing for the cutback, but he didn't hear him.
Well, as they come, Melbourne City, this is the big test for Bonitek. He's been, again, superb tonight. His distribution, A1. I think he's won every header on halfway, for which he's gone. Very cool under pressure. And that pressure now in 20 minutes, so the next 20 minutes is just going to grow.
Tilio still. Tilio shoots just wide at the near post. Huge opportunity, and he knows it as well.
Guess who he skipped past? Alex Bonitek put the mock on him. Although there are not many, if any, players in the league who can stop Tilio on that angle when he's got that bit of speed. So sharp is Tilio, and frustrated he couldn't find the target, understandably so.
They continue to exchange shots, these two sides. We're now at 33 shots at goal in the match. Bonitek 11 on target between these two sides. Gerdsback's ball finds it all the way through, way to Truant. Wong just looking for a little too much haste. There, maybe a little bit of cramp or something in that left leg as he pulled up after that big ball forward.
Yeah, if you're doing a quick observational analysis of both teams, it's the Wanderers who look to be tiring faster than Melbourne City. They're very strong, the visitors. Still, Lawrence Thomas's goal has been protected in this second half, and still on the counter-attack, the Wanderers look very dangerous.
And here they come again. Kleur. Hammond outside him. Kleur still. Was he fouled? Yes, says the referee. That's a yellow card for Lawrence Wong.
I think he's been bailed out there, Gabriel Kleur, actually. I'm not sure that the foul actually interrupted his decision-making process. And that process looked to ignore the player outside him. He was never going to pass the ball out wide, which is where it should have gone. It was a poor decision. He's been bailed out. Lawrence Wong has been part of that too. It was a foul. Milanovic now from the set piece. Unless they come up with some sort of magical variation, Milanovic will be seeking to secure his hat-trick in just a few moments' time.
They've scored 2 direct free kicks this season. Milanovic was one of them against the Newcastle Jets. Here he is again. He got it over the wall, straight to Patrick Beach. And Barella with the other direct free kick for the Wanderers this season. Well struck, had the power.
Yeah, good work from Beach as well. Diffused it nicely.
Forward, just struggling to find Max Caputo in the recent minutes. It's a big, strong target up front. Ugarkovic against Hammond, good quick feet. Just too many City shirts around. Oh, Tilio's given it away a little easily. Atkinson again in the right place.
Hasn't he been all night? Excellent. He's been really the launch pad at 2-0 down. Atkinson. I'm just firming in my view that he provided the launch pad for Melbourne City to establish some sort of parity, at least in the flow of the game. And they've looked very dangerous again here today, but they can't take their eye off the red and black, who are defending in numbers and still look dangerous on the counter-attack.
twice this season when scoring the opening goal. The Western Sydney Wanderers, for the moment, they are holding City at bay. 15 minutes to go now. Still that 2-1 half-time score prevails. Pereira. He was the hero with his first ever goal in Australian football last week against Brisbane. Bajic. Ugarkovic. Bajic has gone down in the area. Gabriel Clerc was involved. Lopane. Cohen. Well defended again, goes back. Wong leaves it for Ugarkovic, who sends it into the stands. For all their patient build-up, in the end it's that final effort that is wanting. Well, there's the live ladder. Auckland 7 points clear of Melbourne City as it stands, with 2 games left to play. An unassailable lead at the top. 1 goal would change all that, at least mathematically. Auckland wouldn't be able to celebrate just yet. And if it is to be a Wanderers win and an Auckland Premier's plate for the first time a New Zealand team, then it will also completely relaunch the battle for second place and Champions League football next season. If Auckland win the championship, second place officially qualifies the highest placed Australian team, which will be second place in this case because Wellington are out of the equation entirely. They will qualify for the Champions League. With that in mind, Aurelio Vidmar has decided to ring the changes. Talbot, Rahmani and Mehmeti coming on for Cohen, Caputo, and Marco Tilio has come off on the far side of the field as well.
Maybe going to 3 at the back, 2 wing backs. Talbot will be out on the right, as his Bajic will push up on the left. 3 centre halves will patrol the back. Vidmar sensing territory. Domination that they've enjoyed is something that they will continue to push. An extra player to go forward and try and force this issue.
Four changes made now by Aurelio Vidmar. He's only got 1 more up his sleeve. That's the 1 change so far from Alan Stajic. Wong's touch. Took him around Gabriel Clerc. Panazopoulos was there, as always, flying into the challenge. Here's Talbot. Rahmani ahead of him. He comes back inside with Lopane. Ferreira. Lopane again. Atkinson. Good ball for Talbot, just overhit. He's claiming it took a touch off Alex Gersbach. Falling on deaf ears. Melbourne City have had over 65% possession in the last 15 minutes now, as Stajic does head for the bench now, and it's Pelikanos who makes way from that holding role in midfield to be replaced by Mohamed Alte.
A terrific game upon return to the team, and a really difficult game, high-paced game. He was really important in that, particularly the opening exchanges when the Wanderers kicked clear. Set a good standard for himself and followed through for the remainder up to 80 minutes. Excellent from Pelikanos.
Don't forget, every Wednesday, the weekly kickoff, where we discuss all the issues of the Australian game, 5 p.m. on Paramount Plus, and then 10:30 on 10 Play and 10 Bold. Nearly 10 years since the Western Sydney Wanderers last won 5 home games in a row. They are now just 10 minutes plus stoppages away from achieving that. Just 2 games out from finals football. You get the feeling that it is a buoyant period for the Western Sydney Wanderers. Their fans are certainly enjoying the show at the moment. Milanovic can't control under immense pressure from Atkinson, who's been fighting for everything. Lopane able to turn. Trewin. Bajic. Ugarkovic. With Bajic again. He's isolated out there on his own, manages to get the cross in. Talbot arriving. Now Atkinson. Again, it's well defended by Gersbach. Atkinson, space here for Rahmani. Talbot. And Bonatic closing down the space, concedes the corner.
Well, they're poised, City, aren't they? They're poised, but the Wanderers are unbowed, which makes for a captivating climax to this game.
Wong on his left foot. Ugarkovic, Atkinson again, space for Rahmani. He drives the ball in, blocked by Gersbach. Aidan Hammond, he's got quick feet. He gets it back from Gersbach. Again, sidestepping Lopane. Borello for Milanovic. It was his goals, his impetus, his enterprise in the opening 15 minutes that broke this game wide open. Since then, City have toiled for a way back in. Referee allows the advantage. Lopane for Talbot. Talbot's cross. Can't get past Bonatic. Kraev does well. Gersbach. Talbot sold himself a little too easily there. Milanovic under pressure.
Bonatic with a good header to Gersbach, who then might have switched the play.
Turned over. Hammond could have tried to roll it to Borello. I think he was looking for the spectacular halfway goal.
I tend to agree with you, Robbie, and it was impetuous because they had a great opportunity. They haven't had many in this second half. They've really been under a lot of pressure.
And now Lawrence Wong with Talbot as City come again.
And City is so strong at the moment in relative terms that Wanderers get the ball and the blinkers go on. And that's a function of the pressure you're under, the tiredness you're feeling. Gersbach carrying that last ball out, header from Bonatic to Gersbach. A switch with that left foot, if you'd seen it, the Wanderers are away. And then Hammond, when he got the ball, made a bad decision in the centre circle. They're just not able to relieve that pressure. What a great day for Milanovic, however.
The 12th goal of the season sees him just one behind Archie Goodwin in the Golden Boot race with 2 matches left. Marcus Antonsen. He got Wanderers second in the 2-0 win at Amy Park over Melbourne City earlier this season. Trewin. Bajic. He took a touch, crosses. A number of players arriving in the middle. Trewin with Ugarkovic. Wong, little 1-2. Mehmeti rides the first challenge, goes down, penalty. Pandazopoulos was sucked into the challenge. In the end, ill-advised, and Melbourne City have been handed a lifeline from the penalty spot with 5 minutes left.
Well, there's no question it's a penalty. And Melbourne City were poised, and now the Wanderers are bowed. Heroics from Lawrence Thomas aside. It's about to be all square here. It was a bad defensive read which sent the cat amongst the pigeons from Aidan Hammond at right fullback. The chance for the Wanderers to get upfield, but again, the radar tends to be scrambled when you're under this sort of pressure. Have finally cracked.
Kai Truan, who's already scored a pressure penalty to make it 2-2 in the derby against Victory earlier this season, has the chance for his first ever brace. Oh, and it's in, but only just. Squeezes under the body of Lawrence Thomas. And we are all level at 2-2, but only just.
We nearly got the heroics from Thomas, but Truan not to be denied. A brace for him on the Harvey Norman replay. There's Pandazopoulos. No question about the decision. And he nearly gets it, Lawrence Thomas. But he helps himself to a second. Kai Truan. And where to from here in this game? And what about those chances at 2-0 up that the Wanderers didn't take? And now they'll be doing well to get out of this with a point, because the disparity in territory has really taken its toll. And there's no sense that Melbourne City are going to let up. Corks are back in the bottle in Auckland.
Three minutes left. 3 minutes for City to perhaps complete a remarkable comeback. 3 minutes for Wanderers to find a second win and secure their own place in finals football. Gabriel Cleur, it's well played. Hammond into the area, twisting and turning. Aidan Hammond with Alte, gets it wide. The cross in, good ball. Antonsen waiting at the back post, and Callum Talbot managed to get the ball away and then belt it clear. Well, there is the Paramount Plus player index with just a couple of minutes left. Kai Truan has overtaken Nick Milanovic with his goal contributions, and despite the own goal, he's got two of his own for the first time in his career. And now Mehmeti, fresh legs up front. The youngster, strong, powerful forward, played his part off the bench in earning the penalty. Talbot for Wong. He's been caught there by Alte. It's a long way out, directly in front, but it's a chance to set themselves.
Well, the equalizer hasn't dulled the appetite for Melbourne City. They're really pushing for the winner here on the canvas at 0-2. And they've thrown most of the punches in this second half. Thomas nearly good enough to see off what turned out to be a killer blow from the spot. But can he marshal his troops to force City away from here?
90th minute. Lapane's ball back post beyond everyone. Herman Ferreira couldn't make up the ground at the back post. And it's the Wanderers now showing urgency, launching the ball forward. Pajic and Borrello. What a struggle that has been. Talbot. Rahmani strong from Gersbach. Gets it back from Priestman. Monetic, Pandazopoulos. Cleur. Borello's touch. Alte does well to keep it alive. Five minutes of stoppage time. 5 minutes for either of these two teams to pick up a crucial 3 points in what will either be a race for second place or perhaps still yet a race for the Premier's plate. Auckland will be desperate to have it done and dusted as quickly as possible. They travel to Western United on the final day of the season. They'll be hoping there is nothing left at play in Tarneit. Panisopoulos, the big up and under. Kraev beaten in the air by Talbot. Bajic overhit and out of play. On ball forward for Hammond. Real urgency now from the Wanderers. Borello, he's done well with Kraev. We haven't seen too much of the Bulgarian in the second half. Priestman. The Wanderers have been on the back foot for so much since the restart. Kleur. Alte. With Priestman. Bonatig. The Wanderers looking to take the game. Yellow card Talbot, dragging back Gersbach.
Well, he got sucked in there, Callum Talbot. Beautiful touch from Gersbach. Talbot completely beaten, feels he has no other option but to stop the attack there, and then Gersbach. Delivery with his left foot has paled by comparison with this time last week, but he just has to drop one on the money here.
Panisopoulos will be looking to make amends. In it comes, it's a good ball. Here's Alte. Panisopoulos with the rush of blood on the left boot. Kicks it and sends it into the RBB, and Alan Stajic holds his hands in supplication. Two and a half minutes left. Referee tells Beach to get on with things. The Wanderers fans. What a start to the evening they had. It has been far more complicated second half. Still looking for that first home win against City since 2019. Hammond helps it on towards Atkinson. He wants a free kick, he gets it. Handball against Atkinson.
Well, the biggest question now is, do they go for a right footer on the free kick to curl away from the goalkeeper, or a lefty to curl it in towards Patrick Beach? It's going to be the latter. Yellow card administered. There's the handball there. Not sure if the card is for the handball or for the remonstration. But Gersbach retrieving the ball. His last free kick was a good one. More like it from him.
A fourth yellow card, the third for Melbourne City. Gersbach, Bonatig and Panisopoulos at the back post. Gabriel Kleur beyond that. Borello's there as well. So is Kraev. Antonsen. Plenty of aerial threat. Gersbach, ball in, and they've got it! Antonsen and Panisopoulos are claiming it. And it's the young defender who gave away the penalty, who is now surrounded by his teammates and fans alike. And it may not count. Well, if it's to be a free kick, City should play on now.
Well, they've called offside.
It is being checked.
It was fair thought for Steve Corica, who at that second has ripped off his PJs in the hotel room and started doing a circuit. And now he's got to get dressed again.
Well, there's the shot.
It's off Antonsen. Antonson's onside from my recollection.
Oh, does it hit Pandazopoulos on the way through?
Look, Antonson's saying it was him. I thought it was him. It's Antonson's goal.
No, we can't tell from that angle either. That will be what this rests on.
Well, I reckon they've got mistaken identity. That's the way I read it.
Let's have a look here.
Pandazopoulos was definitely offside. But Anderson comes from onside. I reckon Anderson's the one who gets the header. Any rate.
Well, as you can see, we're back underway. And we're all square at 2-2. So what are those? What's the status of those champagne bottles in Auckland at the moment? Back on ice. What a near thing. Marcus Antonsen. It was very hard to tell whether he did get the last touch.
Well, his reaction at the time, he ran off to celebrate the goal. He's convinced he got it.
Yeah, well, I don't deny perhaps he got a touch and thought it was his, but there was also Pandazopoulos' reaction.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
We are in the 7th minute now. And having just had a free kick and disallowed goal at one end, it's Lawrence Wong who finds the gloves of Lawrence Thomas. And now, one last chance is cut short by referee Adam Kersey. Western Sydney Wanderers are absolutely furious. The counter-attack was on. They were streaming forward. And the referee has called a halt to proceedings. The Wanderers feel perhaps they could have had one last throw of the dice. Now, is that for a yellow card for Milanovic or Antonsen? Kraev was involved as well. In fact, they were coming from everywhere. And they are still. The Inquisition continues. Well, a heart-stopping finish to this one at CommBank. It started with a flurry and it finishes in an absolute thriller. We could so easily have had a winner for the Western Sydney Wanderers, just centimetres in it, after Nick Milanovic had fired them in to a 2-0 lead inside the opening 15 minutes. A Kai Truan double, the first of his career, the first from a corner, the second from the penalty spot, and only just at that. These are the fine margins, the little details we talk about so often in football. Well, here at the pointy end of the season, they look like massive little details. All finished here. We go another round to decide who's in the finals, who are the premiers, at least, because here at CommBank Stadium, it's finished all square. Wanderers 2, Melbourne City 2.
Looking to the screen, it looked offside. Yeah, obviously I haven't seen who touched it. I don't know if it was Marcus or Panther, but it is what it is. All credit to Melbourne City. It was a good game, 2-2. I think it was a fair result. So, yeah, we'll go on to next week, and it is what it is. Yeah, the team's great. Like, you can see the culture's so tight. Like, I know we drew today, which ain't the worst result, but for us it feels like a loss. That's just how we see it. So yeah, we'll go back to training and we'll look forward to next week. Yeah, the boss has given me all the freedom to do that. I think even coming inside, getting the ball and finding in the pocket or go out wide, I've got a bit of that free roll. So yeah, I love the style we play, and it suits me to a T. Yeah. It's all right. Look, if I wouldn't mind if they gave it to me anyway, but no, it's all right. It's okay. It is what it is. Goals are goals, so yeah. Not really. I think I've said this a few times in interviews, but it's not, like I said, the personal accolades, they're great. Like, I would love to win a golden boot, but for me, it's team first, and we're right there. We're now 10 unbeaten, and my main goal is to win a trophy, and that's what I'm here for. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
There's a lot of confusion for us at the end of the game. I know us, it wasn't Nick that who put in the net. It was Panther that put in the net. Who actually scored the goal? Anyway, moving on from that,
Here's Segicic on the left. Oh, Adrian Segicic! Well, he has a cannon in that left foot, and it just nearly blew a hole in Alex Paulson's net. Segicic again. We've seen what he can do from distance. Oh, he's done it again! Adrian Segicic let fly from fully 30 yards out, left Alex Paulson clutching at thin air.